on the long run, I found out that accounting specialization will help me because I have an accounting background. Like the organizer has introduced me and read my biography. I have my first degree accounting, and also I'm a professional accountant in one of the professional body, and I also work as an accountant in one of the federal government agency, Nigeria Ombudsman, Public Complaints Commission. When I joined this, I remember when I was in year 2, first semester, we had a program like this. And I attended the program online, the Zoom meeting. Then I was opportune to, the guest speaker then was Professor Jude and Olu Brain. They talk on their specialization, their area of specialization, and they discourage people from joining accounting specialization. So after hearing that thing, I was scared. I said, and this is the course I want to do. And these people are saying joining accounting specialization is like a dead zone. What do I do? Do I go and join finance specialization? I was contemplating until when, few weeks later, they released our corporate finance results, and it was very bad. I got C in that course, and many people got F. And I said, if these people will do like this in just corporate finance, how will they do in their finance specialization? So I decided to stick in my accounting specialization. We started the class and we are 8 in number because many people are always discouraged to join the accounting specialization. 4 of us in that, out of 8 of us, 4 of us have accounting background. We are professionals. 4 of us are professionals. And the other 4 are science-oriented courses. During my time, the only challenges we have is getting past questions, because most of the lecturers, they were appointed newly during my time. We are the first set they would take. So they don't have any question in their database. So they told us not to worry, that they are going to teach us. What they will teach us is what they will set. That we should take our mind away from past questions. You know, they encourage us, and we started the class. I want to tell you that the courses in accounting are: 1, management accounting in the public sector; financial management in the parasector; auditing. The 4th one is corporate financial reporting, and the 5th one is taxation. Guys, I want to shock you that I made the best decision choosing accounting specialization instead of finance specialization. Most of my friends that ran to marketing specialization, they didn't do better than me. I want to tell you, just like my colleague says, Olushola said, accounting specialization is a GDP booster. No, even if you are a dollar, you join accounting specialization, you will have a good grade. Because most people think that accounting specialization is all about calculation, but no. The calculation there is arithmetic. Accounting specialization is all about government accounting. All the courses, management accounting in the public sector, financial management and auditing, they are even corporate reporting and taxation, they talk about government accounting. So all the courses are essay writing. They are essay writing. The best student in my class that got 5 A's is a biochemistry student, a lady that studied biochemistry. In fact, this lady beat us that we are professional in accounting. He got 5 A's. Every one of us, we passed, we all did well, but I want to tell you that somebody that doesn't have an accounting background got 5 A's. To tell you how easy this course is hard. So many people want to say, accounting, no calculation. No, I can't do it. But there is no calculation in accounting specialization. The only calculation we have is taxation, and the taxation is company income tax. The lecturer will give you what he will give you in class is what he will set in the exam. So all you need to do is to master what you are taught in class and go and pour it in the exam. So accounting specialization is all about government accounting, like I said. And I want to tell you that the mode of the courses, like management accounting, financial management, and auditing, they are interactive classes. What the lecturer do is they share all the topic to the students. You pick a topic of your choice and you come and interact with them. They will tell you to go and write on the topic and come and do a presentation to them. And that is where they score. They will not score you. Your colleague will score you. They will score you. And that is your continuous assessment. So be rest assured that you are getting 25 mark over 30, minimum of 25 mark over 30 in your continuous assessment. After then, when you want to write your exam, your first question in your exam is your continuous assessment. What you have presented, they will ask you to write it down, summarize it as your first question in the exam. So other questions are essay writing. So there is no calculation as people we are thinking that accounting will be. So it's a very easy course to boost your GDP. So guys, I want to use this opportunity to counsel everyone that accounting specialization is the best. Not because I have an accounting background, no, but it's a GDP booster. Because I'm opportune to see the result of the set, Olushola set. 95 of them got A and B. They have released 3 of their results. And that 3 results, they did very, very well because I was able to have this conversation with them, tell them what to do at the right time. So I would like the governor of the accounting class to see me or see Mr. Shola to put them through when they start the course, because there is a Google link which we will introduce to them, give them so that they can get the materials they need to pass all the courses in that accounting specialization. But the only challenges I will tell you is your projects. I will advise you to start your project now. In fact, start it tomorrow. As you are starting the class, start it. In fact, before starting that class, start your projects. Because all those accounting lecturers, they are going to drill you in their projects. You will not just bring a project and expecting them to approve it. No, they are going to drill you. So I will advise you to look for a professional and contract your project to them so that they can help you out. So that is all I want to say about the accounting specialization. So I will be glad if there is any question you want to ask.
Thank you so much, Mr. Henry. The way you keep saying accounting is the CGPA booster, I'm just wondering whether it's the same accounting I did in first and second semester or another accounting that you are really talking about. I really need to be sure because I can remember the results were not so good. Well, the first semester results anyway, because I remember even the exam, they didn't even give us enough time to do the account, and I'm sure we have witnesses in the house. So now that you are saying that it's a CGPA booster, I'm not sure whether it is the same accounting you are talking about or something else. Can you confirm it is the same accounting?
Yes, it's the same accounting. That's why I say people are running away because they see almighty accounting. We did it in year 1. We know what we face. But this specialization, they talks about government accounting, which is essay writing. You will not see anything like debit and credit in this specialization. I'm assuring you. All you need to do, if you are good in essay writing, be rest assured you are getting your 5 A's.
Really?
So you talk more of government accounting.
Okay, sir, please, I'd like to add to what you have just said, sir.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay, so when we tell you that it's a CGPA booster, please just take it 100%. You understand? So now, how do you get your A's? Now, your guy said it. that your continuous assessment, there is a modalities. Okay, there are modalities for getting your 25 marks. When you are engaged in let's say subtopic in maybe a management accounting, your lecturers are expecting you to, you know, cite relatable examples to that subtopic. You can talk from the aspect of economics, the economy rather, the Nigerian economy, political, settings, related to that subject matter. Then you can, draw conclusions, make recommendations from that. Then there is also an interactive, sessions during those presentations. People will ask you questions, based on what is happening in the economy. You understand? And if you are able to nail it, you are sure of your marks. You understand? So that's for the CA. So for the exam, just like my oga said, what you have presented in your individual or group presentations will definitely come in your exam. So it's more like a walkover. You understand? So it's more like a walkover. So if you are able to, remember everything you have done in your presentation, you have already gained that momentum in the examination. So every other things are maybe theory, some of other subtopic in the curriculum. You understand? So it's a CGPA booster indeed. The same thing cut across both management accounting, auditing, financial management in public sector. The only area that is a little bit more of calculation is taxation. Even corporate financial reporting is not having much calculation like that. So people are seeing it from afar. They don't know what is inside. So those people that are gaining that are having that benefit, there's those that are with self-determination and those that stumbled in it, and they're able to to scale through. Not just scale through, they succeed excellently. Like I said, all our results are not yet out, but the ones that are out so far, the results are awesome.
That's good to hear anyway, but I don't know. I'm still trying to believe or try to catch up to believe what you have told us, because I don't know. Maybe it's because I have another perspective about accounting generally. But then I'll take your word for it anyway. Let's move to the Q&A section. Do you have anybody in the house who has a question? If you have a question, please can you show with a raise of hand so we can ask the guest speaker. So while you're trying to ask the question, I have a question for the two of you. What advice would you give someone considering accounting but unsure about its long-term prospects? What advice would you give somebody like me? Now I'm an engineer, but I'm also considering whether I should go to accounting because you said it's a CGPA booster. I'm just using myself as an example. But I'm not sure about its long-term prospects. Well, what advice would you give such a person?
Okay, my advice is, let me talk, Mr. Olushola.
Okay,
like I said earlier, I said there is a lady that studied biochemistry. When we are introducing ourselves, I was saying, what is biochemistry doing in accounting specialization? Why don't you go and do other courses? Why coming to do accounting? In fact, then I didn't know the rudiment of the courses because we are just new then. I didn't know that these courses are just essay writing. They are not calculation that I was thinking of. So at the end of the exam, this lady got 5 A's. The lady got 5 A's. She was the best in the class. Somebody that read biochemistry. So you read engineer, you are coming to do accounting specialization. I bet you when you do that course, you'll be rest assured you are getting your 5 A's. As long as you can write do essay. No, forget calculation, forget any other thing. Just know what you can write what you have been taught in class, And that's all. So I have not seen anybody that failed in accounting specialization. I think the person that failed got C. The lowest mark in my set is C. So there is no, this set, like I said, I was opportune to see their results. If you check their result, is A, B, A, B, A, B, 16 of them. I think the list is C. So the accounting specialization is very, very easy, like any other course like marketing and management. Which that, in fact, management is not even easy.
Okay, Mr.
Let me say,
Mr. Henry, it seems you have not answered my question. I understand the fact that you said it's the CGPA booster. What I'm saying is the long-term prospect. What is the opportunities that are available in this
can I
field for me?
contribute to that?
All right, thank you, sir. You can.
Okay, so examination aside, let's leave examination aside now. So what are the career prospects that we can know pinpoint in coming to accounting specialization? So I remember one of our lecturers during the presentation made us to understand that, see, the presentation is not just for you to write an essay or to present during the class. You understand? It prepares you for future talk shows. For example, you are being invited to come to maybe you are invited on dailies to present on national TVs what is happening in the economy. Coming from your accounting background, you have facts, figures to present. You understand? You talk as a professional. You make references to relatable issues that are happening in the economy. You make examples, you cite historical records. In fact, if you are talking from angle of fraudulent activity, you can always have issues to reference during your presentation, and that makes you outstanding. That makes you speak like a professional. You understand? So it's not just about exam now. It's about the position it puts you when you speak in the public.
All right, thank you so much. Do you have anybody in the house who have a question for our speaker? Is there anybody? Okay, so for me that I'm an engineer and I'm already considering going to accounting because you've said so many beautiful things like the CGPA booster and all of that. Is it that I'm going to end up becoming an accountant? I want to know that part.
Okay. So with accounting specialization in MBA, it puts you in a position for you to, to query issues. For example, you are an accountant in your organization present a financial report before you. You are not just seeing the figures. You understand? You are able to relate with those figures. You are able to, ask some workable, how would I say, workable questions. Some questions that if the presenter does not present himself or does not prepare very well, it can throw him off balance. You understand? So it puts you in a management position. You reason from the management aspect, from the management perception when you speak in board meeting. So your engineering background married with accounting, with that, I'm sure no chartered accountant or a professional accountant will be able to bamboozle you with technical jargons.
Right, thank you so
You
much
understand
for
what I
that.
mean?
okay,
Thank you so much.
let me
Mr.
just
Tola.
add this. The accounting, your accounting, you as an engineer doing accounting specialization will not make you an accountant per se, but it will give you an insight on managerial decision making. Because doing accounting specialization, you will not know the debit and credit aspect of it in this accounting specialization. Like Olushola said, It only gives you the insight of becoming a decision maker when it comes to managerial decision making. You understand me? It will not make you an accountant. It only give you the insight to take decisions when the need arises. Because there is no room for them to teach you how to do debit and credit. They have taught you that in year one. So in this place is how to be a decision maker. That's what they are teaching you now in this accounting specialization. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Henry. Chizoba is asking a question, saying one of our biggest issues with accounting exam is time constraints. She's asking, do they give more time in specialization classes? Maybe when they're writing the exam, do they give them more time to write their exam than paper? Or they're also very strict with time, like they did to us in our first semester.
Okay, so time allowance in examination, issues that people have been having is more like generic issues. You can be fortunate, you meet some invigilators that reason from maybe angle of being a student, while some are just like they just want to do their lecture and professor thing. You understand? But I remember during our examination, we were fortunate to have we were fortunate that were reasonable with us, and we were given enough time to write our examinations. So please, I don't know, do you hear me? Please, can you hear me?
For a while. I can hear you now.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, so what I was saying is that, examination, when it comes to time allowance in examination, is more like a generic things. Like some invigilators will just want to come do their professional things, while some will be reasonable with you. But during our own time, when we are writing the exam, we are fortunate, we are able to meet some invigilators that were reasonable with us, and were given enough time to write our exam. And so far, it was awesome.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Shola. I have another question for you. Can you describe the typical career progression for someone specializing in accounting? And what should an MBA graduate focus on to reach the top? The typical career progression, how do I move like an engineer now, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I want to specialize proper in accounting. What does the career progression looks like? How do I start? How do I end? And how do I reach the top? Basically, that's the question.
Okay, so like my Oga said,
So sorry to answer the question, is it that I need to go and get another first degree in accounting, or with this specialization in accounting and some little certification to be enough to be an accountant? I need clarity on that aspect.
Okay, so it's two ways. MBA accounting, just like my Oga said, it will not make you an accountant, a professional accountant, but a decision maker. You understand? And it can even prepare you for if you want to go for, maybe you want to go for finance after your program. MBA accounting will put you in the best position to come for finance after your program. That is finance, MBA finance. You understand? So it will put you in the best position to make decision, but not a professional accountant. You understand? So that's just the the whole idea.
Okay, so in summary, you are saying the knowledge I will gain just specializing in accounting is not sufficient to take me anywhere, apart from the fact that I'll be able to understand some figures and I can interpret some of them. That's all that this knowledge will do to me.
Yes.
Summary, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, beautiful. And do you have anybody with a question in the house, or should I stay ask my question? Okay, so for MBA students considering accounting as a specialization now, what specific skills or certification would you recommend to gain a competitive advantage? For MBA students like us that are considering accounting, what specific skills, or do you feel we should have another certificate, to gain a competitive advantage out there?
Well,
Okay,
for
so you
me,
still may,
I will
okay.
advise that person to go and do ICANN or ANAN. You go and do ICANN on HANAN to get when you qualify, you are now a professional accountant, coupled with your
Okay,
MBA.
okay, so beautiful. I like the fact that you talked about ICANN, and I know is it not going to be repetitive if somebody already at ICANN and is also trying to specialize in MBA accounting? You feel the knowledge is going to be repetitive, or the person should just do something else
Come again,
entirely? Because I know.
come again.
So what I'm saying is there are some people that already have ICANN. They've gotten to almost the end of the ICANN thing. I don't know how the program is structured, but many of them, they're already accountants already. But so what I'm saying is now that they're also enrolled in an MBA program like this, do you advise that they should also specialize in accounting, or they should just do something entirely different, maybe management or marketing or maybe production or something else?
Well, it
And is
depends on
the
your
knowledge
choice.
not going to be repetitive?
I understand you.
Like
I understand. Many
what they've been taught in
many
ICANN, will
people
they not be repeating it in MBA?
I have many people in my set. They are chartered accountants, but they didn't do accounting specialization. Some go to finance, some did management, some did marketing, but they are chartered accountants. But because they make that decision on their own that they don't want to specialize on what they have, that they are already a professional accountant, they want to gain other field. You understand? So most of them did finance, some of them did management, while some of them did production. But they are already professional accountants. So it depends on your choice.
Oh, okay. So I think I will be the one asking question because I have not seen anybody show the interest. So I think I have the floor. Okay. So what is the most fulfilling part of your role as an accountant? What do you find so interesting about your role as an accountant? I want to know because I see so many accountants. Some of them could be busy sometimes. I want to know what is interesting, what is fulfilling, what's the most fulfilling part of your role?
Okay, so being a professional accountant, the aspect where you feel fulfilled is that you you have a direct dealing with the head of the organization. You understand? If you don't need to report to a manager who now reports to the CEO, so to speak. Most employers, most directors, most CEOs, like in my organizations, they relate directly with the accountant. They are like the treasury officer. So directors don't want intermediate between themselves and the treasury officers. So that's one good thing about being a professional accountant. They feel fulfilled relating directly with the head of the organization.
That sounds very interesting. So you are saying once I have accounting knowledge, I can always sit with my CEO and have some conversation with he or she.
Sure, definitely.
Really
Definitely.
interesting. Wow. Okay, so another question. What advice would you give to someone who find accounting challenging but wants to excel in it? I knew, when we started the journey with accounting, I didn't have any accounting background, honestly. But with so much study, I was able to grab some of the concepts, and but I realized that many of those things were very simple. But I think the way
Yes, definitely.
the classes were handled makes it look as if it's something very difficult and strange. But when I took my time to read some of this textbook, I found out that the things were really very, very, but very, very simple as ABC. But then there was not enough
Okay,
time
so
for me to cover so much ground. So, but I want to ask, what we advise to someone who find accounting challenging but wants to excel in it?
Okay, so what I did right from my secondary school days, I remember, during our days in secondary school, the system was so porous that we were not able to identify our parts. You know, we got to SS3 then before we were able to, myself and my a good friend of mine then, we I wouldn't say we're lost. You understand? So at the point where we are even about to graduate was when we now realized that, oh, I think accounting is our way, and we have lost several years, you know, being in another route. So when we now realize that, oh, this is actually our way, we now started doing, this teach yourself approach. You understand? We got, rudimentary textbook. We started teaching ourselves, and we find out that, oh, all these things, even from self-studying, you can actually relate with them. And as we advance, somebody like myself, I got myself dictionaries in accounting. I got I acquainted myself with several textbooks. Even I was relating with ICANN when I've not even started ICANN at all. I was relating with ICANN textbook. I had a lot of ICANN friends. I mingle with them, relate with them, chat with them. We discuss about ICANN a lot. So by so doing, you just understand that, oh, you are developing interest. All those difficult areas will now become easy in the long run.
Okay, so in conclusion, you're saying with much study, there will be clarity. Is that what you're saying in essence? Just
Honestly,
like
honestly.
my own case study, like I said, I find it difficult initially, maybe because of the way it was handled in class. Those things looked very complex, but with serious study, I was able to break them down, and I found out that those things were very simple and very explicit. All right, thank you so much for that, Mr. Shola. Mr. Henry, so that it doesn't look like we keep you aside, I would like you to answer this question. What are some common mistakes new accountants make, and how can they avoid them?
Well, a common mistake we accountants make is error of omission. So sometimes you are calculating a figure and you miss maybe you want to press 400 and you now press 4,000. That's a big mistake on your part. So you now, at the end of the day, you do your total, your account did not balance, you have to start all over again. So you now start tracing where the mistake comes from. So that's the only challenges you have as an accountant. So that's why when you are pressing your figure, you have to be focused and vigilant. So that's the only challenge.
So you are telling us that once we can avoid the error of omission, we are fine, because it's also part of the errors in accounting we were taught. I remember part of the error of omission. So once we are good with that, we are fine. Is that what you are saying?
Yes.
Okay, is there any challenge? Do you see any challenge with maybe work related on the job, apart from the omission thing in accounting, or new accountant, I mean? Are there any other that you think they should also watch out for?
Let me see.
Maybe the books are not balancing, and I don't know. I'm just asking.
Like me, I can't think of any challenges I do have.
Okay, so
can I
relate on this?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so in organizations, some of the challenges that accountants and auditors, normally have in organizations is that they they always they are always faced with this undue influence by the managers. Most times the managers, being the frontliner in organizations, they see themselves as, oh, the superior, and they want to give how will I call it, is it a command or a directive to the accountant? But you, as an accountant, as a professional accountant or auditor that all knows what you are doing, there are ways you can actually control that and make them understand that, oh, I might be an accountant, but You have your reporting line. You understand? So these are areas that auditors and accountants need to watch out for.
Right, Mr. Shola. Do you have anybody with a question in the house? Does anyone have question?
Yes, I have a question.
Oh, okay. You can shoot, Mr. Timothy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Olushola, and thank you, Mr. Henry. So I have two questions. Number one will be around AI. With the emergence of AI now in the last 2 years, where do you see the accounting career in the next 10 years? Where do you see the accounting career? Is it going to be relevant? Is it going to be hijacked? Is it going to be collaborative with AI? What's going to be happening in that career or on that career in the next 10 years? That'll be my first question. And my second question is tailored towards a person, a typical auditor. What would you advise such auditor to specialize in? Is it accounting or finance? What's more relatable and more relevant to the career of an internal auditor? Thank you.
Well, concerning your first question, in 10 years' time, with the invention of AI, I want you to know that accounting bodies are putting a step ahead of what is happening, the trend of accounting. If you're a professional accountant, every year there is a program they host to make sure you are updated as an accountant. If you belong to a professional body, there is a program they host every year. And they don't do it every year. They do it maybe several times. Maybe if you missed one section, you are opportune to, at least in a year, you have 5 sections in a year. So, and there are different topics they treat on those programs. So as a professional accountant, they do it all around the country, all around the country. Maybe if you are in Lagos, if you are in Port Harcourt, if you are in Abuja, so they do it in different states, so that you must make sure you attend one. So those program is to make sure you are updated as an accountant. So whatever cloud, maybe during the time that cloud accounting was introduced, they were updating the accountants, so that you don't go to the field and an organization, you want to audit an organization, and they start telling you about cloud accounting, you will be lost. Because we know that accountants, they are very good in doing paperwork. So when some organizations that are IT oriented, they start putting all their database in the cloud. So the bodies will start teaching their accountants how to audit accounting that is based in cloud accounting. So they update accountants every year. So whatever AI is doing, the body is ahead of them. So I want to assure you that. For your second question, let me just say something as an auditor. As an auditor, you want to...
Hello, sorry, I missed you for about 10 seconds. I don't know if it's just me.
Okay, as an auditor, I'm just starting your second question now.
Okay, sir.
Okay, your second question, as an auditor, you want to specialize in what?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of accounting do you specialize in?
What is the no? I mean, what is the most appropriate specialization to consider if I were to be
program?
an auditor? Yes, is
for
it
the MBA
accounting?
Program.
Exactly, yes, sir.
Okay, as an auditor,
yeah.
As an auditor, it's your choice. Like I said earlier, you know, when you are starting this program, you have a choice. Okay, I am an accountant. I want to have a finance experience. You go for finance. So you have to make your choice. So you believe you are an auditor, you have experience in accounting background. So you might want to take, okay, I want to choose finance so that I can have experience in finance background. You might want to choose management so that you can have experience in management background. So it depends your choice. It depends the individual choice. You get me? So for me, I cannot tell you, okay, you have an accounting background. Why not go and do finance so that you have a finance background? I am not saying accounting is the best, but my own person, I want to choose accounting. You understand me? There are other people that are chartered accountants in my set. They went for management because they said they want to have management background since they already have accounting background. Some of them say they want to have production background. Some of them say they want to have finance background. So it depends on individual choice. You get me now? So I would say you that you are an auditor and you are coming to the field, you can go for finance. But I want to tell you that finance in University of Lagos is not easy because the lecturers there, they are frustrating the students. When I check their result, I'm the governor, so I see their results. They didn't do well like accounting. Like I said, if you know that your GP, your CD, your CGP is low, don't go for finance. Don't go for finance. But if you know that you have a good CGP, you can go for finance so that you can have the experience and the background. Do you get me?
Yes, yes.
Mr. Shola,
Very,
do you
very
have
clear,
anything
sir.
to contribute?
All right, thank you so much. Our time is fast spent, even though we start the meeting quite late. I just want to ask the final question. I don't know whether we still have somebody with a question in the room in this meeting, but I want to ask, beyond technical knowledge, what soft skills should an MBA graduate working in accounting focus on developing? I think that'll be my final question for today. What soft skills should an MBA graduate working in accounting should focus on developing?
Sorry, I didn't get your question, sir.
So I'm saying, what soft skills should an MBA graduate working in accounting focus on developing? In other words, what soft skill is needed to be successful in accounting, basically?
I think there is a package called Sage. I think they can go for those package because most of the IT firms, they use accounting software. So I think they can go for one of the best Sage, and they are good to go.
So soft skills, I mean,
Okay,
is it communication skill?
so in addition to
Zeal?
that, can we hear me?
Oh, okay, yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, so in addition to that, data analytics is also a very, trending soft skill. With data analytics, you can be able to design a reporting template. There are complex reporting templates that on an ordinary accountant cannot be able to do that. But with the knowledge of data analytics, you will be able to, do that and give to, reporting systems.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for your time. I think I would take that question as you mean software that graduates working in accounting should focus on. I believe that is the response to that question. Thank you so much for your time. Our time is fast spent. Do you have anybody with a question before we say good night? Is there anybody in the room with a question so that we don't take our time?
Sorry, please. Good evening. Please, I have a quick question.
Okay, all
As
right.
regards the last what was said lastly. So you spoke about data analytics. So are you saying now that it is good for an accountant or an auditor to have that skill of data analytics? And then what is the main advantage of that data analytics to an accountant / auditor in their field? I don't know whether you get my question, sir. Sorry, I don't know whether you get my question. Can you hear me?
Hello, sorry, I missed your question. Sorry.
Okay,
Can,
so I
can, can
said,
you come again?
okay, you mentioned data analytics, that it is good if an accountant knows about it. So I'm now asking that, okay, is it a necessary skill for an accountant stroke auditor to know data analytics? And what is the advantage of that data analytics in accounting stroke auditor field?
Okay, so let me relate from the aspect of an auditor. You understand? For the field of accounting, you might not really need data analytics much like that. The only aspect you will need knowledge of data analytics is how to design complex templates. You understand? Complex reporting templates. But on the aspect of internal auditor or external auditor, so to speak, okay, let me come in from the aspect of internal auditor. Like in my organization, what we currently do with knowledge of is data, historical data, um, volumes of data, you can give a report, some insightful reports that will wow the management. For example, the areas that management is not even looking at, data with the knowledge of data analytics, you can be able to drive insight from them and present to management, and before you know, it will be a deliberation among the key stakeholders.
Bolan, I hope, does that answer satisfy you, or do you need
Okay,
more clarity?
thank you. I'm okay with the answer. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. We want to bring this section to a close. Thank you, Mr. Olushola Sanni. Thank you, Henry Ohis, for your time. Thank you for sharing your incredible insight tonight. Your expertise has been illuminated has really, really illuminated our hearts. Thank you for sharing your knowledge in accounting specialization. To our attendees who has joined the course since the beginning, thank you so much for your active participation. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for the HR specialization at 7 p.m. and finance specialization at 8 p.m. Thank you so much, Chizoba. Okay, she has left the call. Thank you, Mrs. Tolu. I'm not sure whether you are here when I was acknowledging your work. That you are the one that handled our meeting. Thank you so much, Mrs. Tolu. Thank you, Bolawon. Thank you, Timothy, for your hard work. Thank you, Mr. Henry. Thank you, Mr. Olushola, for joining us this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you, Engineer Sylvester. I see you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night rest.